Well, morning, fellow zombies. Are we sleep deprived and emotionally screwed up yet? I know I am a bit. 3:15 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. It's the 28th of September, 2023 for Thursday. Big whoop. You're hearing MSNBC talking about General Milley and Donald Trump relationship, as in Donald Trump wants Milley dead. Four-star retiring chairman of the board, actually Pentagon, and Trump wants him dead. He said so. He wants to get him executed. But do you think the idiots, what was it, about seven, eight, nine idiots at the Trump rally at Reagan? Well, it wasn't a Trump rally, was it? No, it was just a big gaggle of idiots. I used to have respect for Chris Christie. I don't think I've got it anymore. They're all grab asses. They're all Trumplicants, and they don't even realize it. But they don't even bother to say it anyway. They just demonstrate it. The big schmuck wasn't out there, thank God. But they won't even talk about the guy or policies or anything else like that. Not even when the general gets threatened by Trump. In a post on Truth Central, yeah, Trump wants to execute Milley for being a traitor. He's retiring and he wants to kill a general. Not to mention, well, they're still talking about it on a morning show right on MSNBC. And last night, for about 2 to 3 hours, they were talking and gaggling and laughing their asses off. About several co-hosts banded together just watching the comedy show called the Second Republican Debate. It wasn't a debate. I've heard better. There was nothing serious about the whole damn thing. There was nothing serious about the whole damn thing. Hell, there was even talk about getting rid of TikTok. Or actually banning the youth from TikTok. My God, these guys are idiots. Social media is what made Donald Trump out there, and Trump used it extensively for his communications, and he's still doing it. Quite frankly, it. I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to see part of it, and I did see part of it. Almost half an hour, I damn near gagged on it, and I decided, screw it. I'll just wait for the liberals to talk about what was supposed to be a informative and enlightening evening. Oh, bullshit, man. These guys are supposed to be the new Republicans at this point over here, not following old Reagan. And you want to hear about insult to injury. If Nancy was there, she'd be on their asses on this one. But Nancy and Reagan are together in heaven, hopefully, or maybe. And they're just basically dancing on Reagan's grave. The conservatives, this is the conservative people who want to gain your trust, but saying all these damn restrictions, and you think this is going to be entitled to freedom for everybody. Meanwhile, what we keep hearing from old Trump land and from the court systems is he's getting that much more deeper in debt. We don't know if the guy was actually rich or not. Scammed a hell of a lot of people for his property, especially in New York. And you had a judge declaring him like he was a freaking scam artist. A state judge, not a federal. So there are a lot of trials out there putting Trump into hot water because Trump had to open up his mouth all the time. Meanwhile, the gaggle continues. Oh, actually, there's 7 hopefuls on there. I don't know who the hell. None of them were talking about Millie. But the morning media is talking about Millie. I haven't switched over to Fox News. I really didn't want to feel upset stomach time. So while they're talking about it and noticing that the old gas bag wasn't there, but he was there in spirit, so they would avoid him like the plague, one way or another. Yeah, I watched a little bit of the. As I said before, I was feeling a little ill about it in the stomach. Could have been the dinner last night. But no, they're going to continue to talk about this damn thing. Some of the hosts last night were thinking that why the hell were they watching this damn show in the first place? They were supposed to hear something that would set these guys apart, and all I kept saying is little children. Toddler brains, all of them. I'm like, so much for adulthood. They missed it. They missed being adults. They didn't care about being adults. They just cared about themselves. They think they're going to be the ones running the party and getting into the president? I don't think so. I don't think so. Even Gavin Newsom, from California, was at the museum. Well, this isn't his territory anyway, of California. And he's laughing his head off on the damn shit. He's disgusted about the whole thing. It was supposed to be a debate of issues and ideas and ideologies. Yeah, he really had an issue over the damn thing. But nobody at the stage would talk about Trump's threat of killing a person. Trump made the same damn thing of saying that he can walk down Fifth Street Avenue in New York, kill somebody, and nobody would care about it. Boy. When you threaten to take out an American general whose lifelong career was serving the American public, serving the military that protected our country, you'd think, maybe, just maybe, they would give him just a little bit of credence, a little credibility. Nope. Not a damn thing. So, but this is your Republican Party. These other schmucks who are telling you that they matter more than you do or the American public does. But you're supposed to vote for them because they tell you to. Much like I would hear some of the other idiots on YouTube that the progressive media would go after and laugh at. And I read some of their damn comments. They were showing some of the comments and how some of the people were reacting. How about having government-sponsored bodegas or stores? We got food banks. We got food banks out here in Antelope Valley. We have people trying to gather as much as they can to get it distributed every week. Because people are still going to starve their asses to death, and we've got issues regarding the food stamp programs. If the Republicans or the Trumplicans get in office, say goodbye to the damn thing as you know it. People will they'll go more and more to the food banks than they will for SNAP at that point. The regulations are a little bit more stiffer, and so is the penalties if you happen to lie to this state and Fed regarding just getting some food from them. Even people who are on Social Security are not They're not excluded from the bureaucracy of it all. The state of California still has its rules and regulations on how to govern the SNAP program, and they tell their individual counties who are administrating them on what the regulations and what they need and what they want. And if you don't have the right paperwork, you're going to get screwed over in your damn food stamps. Sure, whatever you have for the allotment for that month, if you already got it before you got screwed over, if you get canceled out, you can still use up that allotment that you have. But after that, you're gonzo meat. When we had the COVID, or actually prior to COVID, I had about maybe $20 coming in every month, and I had to depend upon more and more on the Social Security for food security, shall we call it. And then the COVID kicked in, and everyone else had to stay home, but the SNAP benefits were increased, or I actually was able to bank on it, use what I can, and kept the rest separate. So after the COVID, I'll call it a mixed blessing on this one, because I had funds on it necessary to last me maybe about a month or two, and I could get past the food insecurity, knowing that Social Security that I get was going to get, well, it wasn't enough, basically. Should have been enough, but it wasn't. There were some things that we had to deal with on a constant basis. So, what I'm dealing with, bureaucracy to be sent in. They try to make it easier enough for people to send in records electronically, but will they able to get them processed or not? Despite the fact I already sent the information necessary a few weeks ago. I had to make photocopies, well, camera shots of them, send the damn things over. So I'm waiting for my own bureaucracy to get through it, see if I still qualify, if I do or not. Meanwhile, it's not going to affect my Social Security, but the problem is I have to keep limiting it with the stuff I need to get and want to get. I mean, yeah, it would be nice if I'm going to use this example here. I've seen people barbecue a great deal. Maybe they've gotten the money and I don't. Meat's expensive, very expensive. Even a can of Spam is expensive. If I was banking on what's left of the food stamp I've got right now, I'd be getting me another flat of Spam. Probably gagging a damn shit, but it'll last me about a few weeks anyway, maybe longer than that if I stretched it out right. Fresh meat. You want to hear the weird part about it? Over at Albertsons. Check this out. In Roseman, California, in Albertsons, the raw meat is more expensive than the cooked deli meat. A raw whole chicken, 12 to 15 bucks for this damn thing, and yet almost 10 bucks I can get a rotisserie chicken. Now, what do you think I'm going to be eating on? I needed a raw chicken to boil it up for my mama so she wouldn't starve, but she wouldn't be food poisoned either. Most of the flavoring is in the meat, but it's also on the skin I can tear off. I'm worried about damaging I'm doing for my girl because I'm trying to save money at this point, so I have to spend a lot more money to boil up fresh chicken and to make sure that she'll be able to eat it. Sometimes she does and sometimes she doesn't. Like that'd be cheaper for me to get fried chicken than it is about a whole damn chicken. Even thighs cost almost the same amount. Package of thighs. Maybe about 12 to 14 of them. I got to replace a frozen bag of chicken breasts that have been in there for about 6 to 8 months. I think they got frostbite. And I got them from Shortstop. I brought them home. They get their food from the market and from other places and resell them. I gotta worry about that shit. The dry, bulky stuff, I'm not exactly worried about. I'm on a constant need for coffee these days, and also for Gatorade and Tang. You want to talk about having orange juice in your Gatorade at the same time? That's what I've done, is mixed the things. Save empty canisters of the Gatorade and Tang and use them as mixture areas where I can just pour the stuff in half and half or a little bit at a time and mix it up. Instead of doing lemonade all the time, I'm doing orange drink all the time. I'm getting my vitamin C. I'm getting my electrolytes. I'm getting my sugar. I have to watch it on the SNAP benefits every time I keep going for bulk food. So if I'm going for bulk food, I want to make sure that they're going to be lasting long. Cream of wheat lasts, but just not bulky enough on the raisins that I like in it. I get sugar by the canisters, not by packages. And sometimes I have to do, sorry, I get, itchies. The sugar packages that they have at Albertsons, which is the only major supermarket we've got here that I can get deliveries from, unfortunately. The amount of sugar that I can get from them is sometimes less equivalent to the sugar canisters I get online. Or, I mean, they may be a little bit more expensive for the bulk than it is the canisters, but there's a weird calculation going on here. Sometimes if I'm able to, I'll get me a 5 pound or a 7 pound, if I'm lucky, of bulk sugar. And then the rest of it, it's going to be the canisters. Canisters are usually used for, people having offices and stuff like that. They want to pour them out of sugar into whatever they want. Ay. But I use a lot of that for my coffee. And I have to stretch it out. Sometimes I'll be using it for the cereal. If I happen to get any cereal. If I happen to get any cereal, it's going to be cream of wheat. Things I have to do for myself in the morning. I don't know if these guys actually understood about what food security is. Cutting off SNAP benefits or limiting it. I don't think the Republican Party or the Trumplicans actually give a shit about food insecurity. Must be nice making all that much money. Must be nice to think you can afford everything. You live on a fixed income, dependent upon whether or not the good graces of the government is going to be able to continue to do it or not. If not, you're screwed one way or another. But that's what's going on. I'm screwed. I'm screwed, lewd, and tattooed. I don't know what I'm going to do. I am just dealing with life on life's terms. It's a cavalier way of saying it, isn't it? I feel like I'm screwed up already. And yeah, things like this, you expect people to look for the villain or someone to be a villain so they can be a hero or just a victim at this point. That's what I keep hearing from other people left and right. It's a pain in the ass. Yeah, it's so easy. I mean, you scream about bad things out here, and then you lie down like a dog with a feet up in the air and say, "Well, I'm just a victim. I blame everybody else. It's everyone else's fault, not mine." Despite the fact I may have caused the problem in the first place, but that's not the point. I'm the victim. Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, started to be that kind of a morning for a Thursday, and I haven't even had my coffee yet. Ugh.